No one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts. This you can trust.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Glory of Golden State Gaming. I'm your host, SwampSwimmer, and with me, as always, the apples to my oranges, Vespasian.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
You can't compare us. You can't compare. It's like comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah, exactly right.
So I thought we'd take a step back to our good old game of what would this character be in the world of the Ninth Age. And I was thinking this might be like low-hanging fruit, but like, pun intended. What would Gandalf be in the Ninth Age? Because he's kind of a magic user, but he's more like celestial, non-human. He's not just a human mage. I mean, that's a hard question, right? So I was thinking he could maybe be a demon that's like has the visage of a human being, a human wizard. Or if you got even a little more crazy with it, he was I was gonna say Warriors of the Dark Gods wizard. But I don't think that makes sense either, because Warrior of the Dark Gods are humans that are tempted to by the gods of chaos. So I think my choice is he's a demon who's in the form of a human wizard.
Yeah, I think he needs to be. I think to kind of like fully fit the background of that character, he needs to be a supernal, right?
Yeah.
But there are examples of we've got tree demons, right? We've got that are sort of like pseudo supernals. We've got the Frost Phoenix is the product of a magical ceremony.
Well, yeah, and like the kind of like elemental demons from the Infernal Dwarves, like fire.
Yeah,
that's an interesting thought.
He'd be a supernal that's not like seven gods of chaos, or sorry, seven gods of whatever it is. Sort of a demon, I guess. So he's sort of like a natural force, but not human.
Interesting.
Basically.
I like that.
That's what I would think. Yeah.
Interesting.
Raised eyebrow. Whatever you say.
Well, I think, hey, if you guys are watching, let me know what you think in the comments. What would Gandalf be in the Ninth Age world?
Yeah, good one. That was a good one. I don't think that's low lying, dude. I think that's really a philosophical question.
Yeah, true. But we are back into Silicon Hammer 2023. It's my round 2. I'm at 13 points, and guess who I get paired into? The gentleman who you just played, Dwarven Holds Daryl. Daryl, you got the double whammy here. Two battle reports back to back.
All right.
Oh, good old Daryl. But now we are playing Counter Thrust Hold the Ground. Yep, Counter Thrust Hold the Ground. Let's see here. If you are interested in my list, please click the link right above my head. It'll take you to the round 1 video where we talk about my list in a little more detail. But we just talked about Daryl's list too. I mean, it's the big block. It's the big block with the characters in the deep watch. It's the big block of Greybeards, and then small other things and the Seekers.
Yeah.
I mean, to keep it simple. We just talked about his list.
Yep.
And he ran it the same way against me. He put all the runesmiths and all the characters into the deep watch. So let's just dump into the deployment. Let's make it quick here. This is after Vanguard.
And this is hold the ground, right? Yeah.
And this is counter thrust. He dropped first. This unit of his drawers with great weapons. He dropped first. Put him wide in the center of the board to push on the center token, which is exactly what he did here. And then vanguarded them up, vanguarded his big block up. There you go. A
tough objective to face this list, and
at first I thought it was, But really, with dwarves, I think it's not that hard to beat dwarves on center token on hold the ground, because you have to. Yeah, obviously you have to chaff control the big block, but beyond that, you're just putting 2 scoring units on the center token while he's putting 1 on it. So his deployment is the Hold Guardians on the left, his Greybeards with 1 Vengeance Seeker in front of it, his big block with all of his characters in the deep watch, 1 small dwarf unit, 2 small dwarf unit, 3 small dwarf unit, the Seekers, and then another Vengeance Seeker on the far right. I've got my Skinks with magnetic bows and the character with magnetic bow on the left, some Hunters, the Tharascutus, 1 came in Elder Stick, 1 Skaman block, my Titanopod, the other Skaman block, the Hunters, the other Cayman Elder Stick on the far right, and then my 2 Taurosaurs on the right also. My thought process here is like, I know he was going to push for the center, and it was basically hold the left and sweep with the right. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because he dropped 3, and then I can't remember who went next. Oh, I got first turn. I think he continued.
Okay.
So, which is surprising. I'm trying to. This has been a little while ago. So, he was going 1 for 1 with me, and then I decided to drop everything.
Okay.
Which is surprising.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you why you put your Taurosaurs and Titanopod across from the Seekers, but now
That's obviously I wanted the first turn more than, you know, I was willing to accept that as long as I got the first turn, because I think if he gets the first turn, it's really hard for me to get that the secondary. Yeah. I mean, it's already pretty hard, but we'll see. So in my turn 1, I go all out. I take the charge with the smaller Skaman block into his warriors in the center, hopefully clearing that out. And I was thinking just cannonballing this unit, just let it overrun. I think it can take the small warriors, the small dwarves in the small dwarf warriors in the back. The Seekers are another problem. But I'm okay getting rid of that unit, but preventing all of his scoring units from getting close to the center. That was my thought. I chaff the big block, and then I push up on the right and kind of hold on the left. That following my game plan, right? Okay. On the bottom of 1, I don't break the warriors that are sitting on the token, which is surprising.
Whoa. Okay. Did they do a lot of damage or what?
Let's see. There are 10 of them there, right? And there's 4 left. So I did 6 wounds. He did 4, and I think he just rolled well. I'm pretty sure he just rolled well. Okay.
Yeah, that's surprising, but okay.
Yeah. In the shooting phase, I take off the whatchamacallit, the single model guy on the far right with my Hunters, which was just lucky dice. I spiked 3 sixes and got him. Nice. Or maybe it was the magic phase. I can't remember. I got him somehow. Otherwise, shooting doesn't do a whole lot.
What were you shooting the Thyros at?
I think the only I think I shot him at the Hold Guardians, or maybe the big block in the center. Either way, it just didn't do a whole lot. Okay. And I think same with the magnetic bows on the left. My shooting didn't show up first turn, which is fine. No big deal.
Getting the Vengeance Seeker is nice.
Yeah. So in his turn, he just basically moves up cautiously in the center. And on the right, where I'm pushing, he doesn't move up at all. His Seekers kind of stay where they are. And and his magic phase doesn't do anything, so we're on the turn 2. So in his turn, I end up breaking the unit in the center. I decide to continue with my objective of clearing out the center with this Skaman unit. So I charge the next warrior block, because I realize that his one Vengeance Seeker here is chaffing his big block. Or I thought it was. I thought it was. From countercharging. So basically, if I destroy this unit and overrun, he can only countercharge with one Vengeance Seeker.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So in theory, I was thinking here, if I beat this warrior unit, overran to the next one, swung to close the door, the butt of my unit would hit the Vengeance Seeker, and he would be pinned there. And then the big block wouldn't be able to countercharge. That was my thought process.
I see. Okay.
I continue to chaff his big block with my single little character here.
Okay.
I put my character out as I'm okay losing him because the shooting's not going to do a whole lot in this game anyway. And I move the hunters up on the right and continue to advance on the right. Put the two Taurosaurs on the hill, preparing for another charge.
Okay.
Let's see here. So, and then in his bottom of the turn, exactly what happened. I blow up that unit in the center. I do the overrun, and I realize the models he killed from the combat prevented me from doing what I thought would happen with the Vengeance Seeker. Because he killed the back rank, so I could swing by him. The Vengeance Seeker charged my rear. The big block charged my flank.
Ooh, okay.
Which is going to be... It's painful, but also it's like they're doing exactly what I thought they were going to do. I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he takes
that picks up the three scoring units and holds him back from the objective for that long. It's probably money well spent.
Yeah. Let's see here. This is bottom of 2, so I don't think anyone takes a point in the center. He's too far away with his big block here.
Oh, okay.
He obviously takes the chaff with his Seekers on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll see what happens. So, shockingly, I think he just whiffed, but in the center here, I hold to this charge. I mean, it also helps I've got the extra static combat res, but I held on like something like a 2 or a 3. It was a lucky hold.
Wow.
Lucky cold-blooded hold.
Because he's just sitting 1, 2, 3, 4. He's sitting on like 7, 8 static combat res to start the combat. Okay. Wow, good for you. That's awesome.
Because that happened and it's stuck, I've got an opportunity here. I take a long-ish charge with my Tantanopod into the flank of the Seekers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna take a lot of damage in return, but I think I could maybe wipe the unit, maybe.
Okay.
And
5
then I
3 stomps is pretty good.
Yeah. And a funny thing happened over here. Of course, he killed the hunters. They ran, blocked my charge, and then in my turn didn't rally, and then ran through my Taurosaurs and panicked one of the Taurosaurs, and he ran off the hill.
Got it. That's a shame.
But one didn't, so I set him up for a counter charge, and then I pushed my 2 scoring units onto the center to get the center at the bottom of 3. I chaff again with what's left of the hunter unit on the left, his big block. So my plan's coming to fruition in the center. I'm continuing to chaff his big block, and I'm going to start accumulating points to take the center.
Are you not worried about him breaking your skink unit this turn and then having the free charges into whatever?
I mean, I'm worried about it, but I want
Okay. All right, fair enough.
But I think this, first of all, this is a long charge here. I guess he could overrun, yeah. I think these guys to the front of my Skaman block, I'll still win.
Okay,
Or at least I'll stick, because I've got the static combat res and more ranks than he does.
Okay.
I'm continuing to shoot the Hold Guardians on the left, but it's not really doing a whole lot. Yeah, that's it. So moving forward here, some things happen. He does break my my block in the center here. He overruns with everything towards the center. He makes it in with the Vengeance Seeker. The Vengeance Seeker rolls high, and because he's there, and because his other unit's here, he prevents his Greybeards from making into this unit.
Yep.
It was pretty lucky for me. You can't see it, but I think I get the Seekers down to 1 or 2 models, something very low. They're still there, but I test to reform to be in this direction. I think I have a few wounds, like, I don't know, a handful of wounds left. He does a lot of wounds to me, obviously, with all the swingbacks. And the interesting part here is he doesn't choose to push with the Hold Guardians on the left, which I really think he should have.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So then,
where were they last? I mean, they did move. Remember, they're dwarves. They don't move that fast.
Yeah, he only moved, I don't know, 7 inches.
Oh yeah,
that's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a whole lot. Those are all of his dead Seekers over there. So I killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe like 2/3 of the unit.
Okay.
With the Titanopod.
Likely.
Yeah.
A lot to play for here. So a lot of interesting things could happen in this turn. Let's see how it goes.
And he decided, like, this was an interesting situation here because he overran with this unit, made it to here. He had the opportunity to charge the Titanopod, but didn't do it. He kind of kept everything in the center, which is interesting. So that means I get a take on the center token here. Because I've got 2 units.
Doesn't he have 2 as well?
He has just this one.
And
the Greybeards are too far away.
Are not.
Yeah, because the token's somewhere around here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's big then. Yep.
And then in my turn, I end up killing the rest of the Seekers. I double charge his small unit of warriors here with the Titanopod and my Cayman stick. Mm-hmm. And I don't kill the Vengeance Seeker, so we're stuck in combat here.
Okay.
And
you chapped his wings unit with the and the other. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Could you have just for sake of argument, can you go back one picture? Could you have, by kind of swinging the Elder Stick up, could you have chaff both the King's unit and the Hold Guardians with just the Elder Stick? You know what I mean? Like if you had kind of moved forward and then turned, you get a big advantage of swinging the butt around right on the sticks.
No, it's a very good point. I did not see that, but
anyways, yeah, okay.
I don't know. Maybe he would have had enough movement. The problem is I didn't want the Hold Guardians to overrun into the flank of whatever's chaffing it, and then maybe overrun into.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. With the position, it's hard to tell. So yeah, that makes sense.
I rally everything on the right, but they're basically out of the game now. Yeah. So I charge there. I think I blow them up. Let's see. Let's move on to his the bottom of 4 now. Mm-hmm. Yep. I end up in my turn. I end up killing the Vengeance Seeker. He takes the charge of the Greybeards into my big block, which I'm okay with. I'm gonna stick there probably. Mm-hmm. And he takes
some nice counter charges.
Yep. And he's got 2. He takes both pieces of chaff on the left, right? So
this is his turn 4?
I think so. Yeah, bottom at 4. Yeah. He charges in. I think somehow I got another tick here, but I don't know how that happened. He has 2 units within 6. Interesting. I don't remember how that worked.
Was your Elder...
Because he blows up my Elder Brick on the left, so that means we both have 2 scoring units within 6 inches.
So that should have been a push. So you should be up 1 at this point, I guess. Okay.
And exactly, he blows up the chaff, but I stick in the center. I wanted to counter charge with all 3, the Titanopod, the Taurosaur, and my Cayman stick, but we talked it out. There was a lot of angles going on here. I could only get those 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would have been, I was going to say, talk about, so that's 3d3 impact hits, 5d3 plus d6 plus 1 stomp.
Yeah.
That's talk about a lot of dice. That's cool. Okay. Well, it's a shame. Someday.
Let's see here. He chooses to, I think, overrun with the with his big block, which I thought was interesting. So on my turn, I take the counter charge, and
It breaks, but doesn't kill your little skirmish skinks over there.
Exactly. My Titanopod goes off, like just tees up on these guys, and I blow through his unit. I think I kill almost the whole thing.
Wow.
And I catch him. I overrun with both these units, so I end up flanking his big unit with both of these units.
So this basically guarantees you the objective at this point.
And exactly, this guarantees me the objective. I think I can hold against his big block for 1 turn. And that is, I think, exactly what happens. Yeah, we fight it out, blah, blah, blah. I think I stick. Yeah, and I stick in the center. So at the end of the game, I've taken the secondary. He's taken all my chaff, one of my Skaman blocks, one of my Elder blocks. I think the Titanopod was down to 1 or 2 wounds, and I healed it up, so it was above 25%, which was nice.
I think I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
The majority of the big points in this army are the Thyroscutuses and the monsters, and all 4 of those are still alive. So I'm actually up on points, and it ends up being a 14 for me.
Look at that,
Daryl. I know Daryl was like, he was shocked at the end because he did kill a lot of my stuff, but it happened to be all the stuff that didn't have like big chunks of points.
Yeah.
And I killed.
Well, you got both Vengeance Seekers, the big Greybeard brick, the Seeker brick, all of his little core units. It's a decent amount of points.
And I basically got everything but the Hold Guardians and his big block.
Yeah. Wow.
It was a really interesting game. At the end, we added up, and I think at the end of the game, we both thought he had won on points.
Mm-hmm.
And we both looked at it like, wow, I didn't win on. Or he was shocked. He was shocked just as much as I was. It was a really good game. I think the one point in the game I just got incredibly lucky was sticking in this combat.
Yeah, it's a little hard to predict how things.
Because you're right. Because we both had a charge, because I overran into that next unit.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big flank and a rear, so he was up on 4 on the static res, but I had the Legion standard in my unit, so actually he was only up by 3 in static combat res.
So it really comes down to the killing and the break check. And if he fluffs, that Greybeard unit doesn't put out a ton of damage, right? Because
it wasn't a volume, it was high quality attacks.
Yeah.
And I think I just rolled decently, and then the break check with cold-blooded rerollable 7.
Yeah.
I just made it. Actually it was an 8 with my my Elder stick this close to it. So like that was the one tactic choice I talked with him afterwards. Like, should I have cannonballed this unit into there? And it worked out with me because I made this one break check really, like, that really helped me out. But I think it was a great way to keep his scoring units off the center of the board.
That's what I was going to say. I think that to actually have a shot at winning that objective, you kind of needed to do that, because he's got so many scoring units that they can essentially like swarm the center, and you just can't keep up without putting stuff in jeopardy. So in this case, putting that one unit in jeopardy in exchange essentially for 3 of his scoring units and keeping him off the objective early. I think that was it's a kind of a high risk, high reward approach, but it won you the objective basically.
Yeah, definitely. So Daryl, I'm sorry, back-to-pan battle reports with us, and unfortunately they were close losses for you in both of them. Daryl.
Yeah, good games, played well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always a pleasure, Daryl.
Daryl, we love you, but we got you on these ones. But
we fought. Everybody fought you, Daryl. There you go.
But we will see you on the next battle report. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, everybody.